Hi, I just wanted to give a quick tour of my aquaponics setup now that it's up and running reliably back in my basement. I originally built this several years ago. I sold it to Flint Hills Technical College to use in their sustainability program there, but they sold it back to me, and it took me a while to get it up and running again after that move. But let me give you a quick tour. So in the fish tank, there's a lot of algae right now that's left over from when they had it in the window at the tech college, and I haven't got the algae out of the system yet, but it's not causing any problems. The fish in there are just ordinary feeder goldfish, nothing important. Down below the fish tank is the sump tank. This is about a 15-gallon tank. I don't need a whole lot of volume because of the way my grow beds are set up. There's a pond pump, an ordinary small pond pump, and a float switch. The float switch keeps the pump from going dry, running dry. And the pipe coming out of the pump goes to a junction. Most of the water goes straight ahead up to the grow beds. Part of it goes off to the side through this valve, which I can use to control the amount of flow to the fish tank. So here comes the water from the sump tank into the fish tank by way of a diffuser to allow this sort of gentle dripping action that adds lots of oxygen to the water. The overflow from the fish tank comes actually out the bottom in order to help keep the tank clean. So out the bottom up to this, there's a T-junction here with a little opening. That is to prevent the overflow from siphoning. I don't want to siphon all the water out of the fish tank. My lights just turned off because they're on a timer. Okay, the lights are back on. So yeah, I don't want to suck all the water out of the fish tank, so the opening at the top of the overflow there keeps the overflow from siphoning. And that just goes right back to the fish tank, or excuse me, to the sump tank. So there's a continual flow of water from the fish tank to the sump tank and back again. Meanwhile, most of the water coming out of that T-junction goes up to our grow bed. Top grow bed has these lightweight landscaping rocks. You have to be careful to get all the limestone out of the landscaping rocks. I'm also taking up space with a number of bottles full of water. I just don't have enough rocks and don't have enough plants to justify having more rocks to take up the necessary volume in my grow beds. So I'm temporarily taking up space with these water bottles. The slurping sound that you hear is the siphon finishing. It's a bell siphon. So the water's continually running into this top bed, and the water level rises until the bell siphon activates. And the siphon, you can see, is just another Gatorade bottle, like a Powerade, I guess, bottle that's been put over a standpipe. I can actually lift it off right now and show you. So there's a standpipe. The bell siphon goes over the top of it, and when the water level gets up toward the top of that bottle, it becomes a siphon, drains the grow bed, and then that slurping sound was the air coming back in through these snorkels on the side of the bell siphon. And the netting is just to keep rocks out of the siphon because that causes problems. The plants that are growing in here are mostly sweet potatoes that had sprouted in the fall at my mother-in-law's house, and also a couple of house plants. This is a Puerto Rican oregano. I'm just to have something alive in the beds. I'm not really growing anything profitable right now. So that standpipe comes down to this pipe out the bottom of the first grow bed, turns a right angle bend in order to help the siphon start. If I had a straight pipe there, it would take a much heavier flow of water to cause the siphoning action. It goes out and down to the other grow bed. Right now there's no water, but when it's siphoning, it flows really fast into this bottom grow bed, it fills it, and then it drains gradually out of this drain at the side here. That's another pond pump filter on the end of a pipe. It goes out the side of that grow bed and back into the sump tank. So The purpose of the water level rising and falling is to create optimum conditions for, or optimal conditions for raising bacteria that convert the ammonium in the fish waste into nitrate, which is plant food. And I have to keep a close eye on that. So here are my chemical tests. Right now the pH is in the high range. It's over probably around 8, pH of 8. So I'm using the high range pH test. Here's my ammonia test, yesterday's and today's. That's good. Yellow in this case is a good color. Then there's a nitrite test that I haven't done recently, and a nitrate test, which is also quite low right now. But I've seen the nitrates get quite high, and if I keep feeding those fish, eventually the nitrates will get pretty high. One thing I've noticed is that the fish, when nitrates get high, the goldfish will go and sit in the corner and not move. So that's a good clue if the nitrates are getting too high. But so far so good. Our siphon has just started. This is what it looks like when the siphon's running full blast. It's pretty reliable right now, starting and stopping by itself, and it's all very gratifying. Anyway, thank you for watching.